Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and we are back with our monthly sponsored video from Plex, and this month we're going to dive into something they call Discover Credits. Now in Plex you've always had this great metadata that gets associated with content, but now you can dig even deeper into it. So for example, you can select an actor or an actress in a show that you're watching and then see a lot of things that are associated with that actor and find the content to watch across many different services. And we're going to dive into this in just a second, but I do want to let you know, in the interest of full disclosure, this is a paid sponsorship from Plex. However, all the opinions you're about to hear are my own, and they are not reviewing or approving what you're about to see before it was uploaded. So let's get into it now and see what this new feature is all about. So right now we're watching something called Meridian, which is a Creative Commons production from Netflix. You can download this and put it into your Plex library. And because there's metadata associated, of course, with this piece of content, we can get a list of all of the actors in it. So you saw the two people we were just looking at in the scene. And that older guy looked familiar to me, Kevin Kilner. So I want to dive in a little bit more into his past here. So we'll click on his name. And what you can see here is that we get some of his basic biographical information. You can also see that we've got links to his Instagram and Twitter. And if I scroll down here, you can see that I actually have a show that he was on in the 90s called Earth Final Conflict, kind of a cheesy 90s sci-fi show. He was in the first season, which was the best of all the seasons they had. And that one's in my Plex library, so I could actually dive into that and start watching that show. And this is a great thing to pull up when you see somebody you think you recognize from something else. You can get a very quick answer to what they were in before. Now, if I keep scrolling here, I have some additional things that I can do, including finding content that this actor appears in with the free Plex content that they can serve you from their servers. So for example, right now on Plex for free, I can watch him in all of these different shows, including Earth Final Conflict, which also happens to be available as a free Plex piece of content that I can watch. Now below that are things that he is known for. So for example, he was in Home Alone 3, which I never watched, but I could click on Home Alone 3, and as you can see here, because Plex now has a really good universal search, I can now go over to Disney Plus and watch that film there as part of my subscription. In fact, if I click on this, it'll take me right over there. Another thing I can do here is add it to my watch list, so if I wanted to maybe catch up on all his movies later, I can click Add to Watch List, and now that will be in my watch list, and we covered that feature in a prior video. So you can see how this links together with all of the different things that you can do with Plex now. Now we also have access to his filmography, and this will list everything that he's been in. So beyond just the things that he's known for, we can go and maybe find a real deep cut here. Maybe we'll go all the way down to 2005 here and maybe look for medical investigation. I was new CSI New York from 2004. We'll click on that. And here is the show. And then I can actually go ahead and watch that particular episode on Paramount Plus if I wanted to. So you can get a real deep dive into your favorite actors here. Let me go back up to the top here because it also keeps track of appearances. So if this actor or actress ever appeared on a talk show or something, there actually are some examples of where you can find that content too. This one's not as good of a search because not all these episodes are available, but it does have him appearing on Conan O'Brien in 1993. Unfortunately though, if I click on the show, there isn't any downloadable or viewable version of that episode available through Plex, but you might be able to find it on YouTube or something. You can also search for actors and actresses directly. Let's take a look at that. All right, so let's go up to the universal search now, and what I'm going to do is look for any actor named Kevin just by typing it in here, and you can see that Plex is giving me some suggestions down there on the lower left. And what will happen here is under top results, I'm going to get Kevin's across everything. So I've got Kevin's on Lon.TV, I've got Kevin's in my media library, but today we're looking at this new Discover feature. So we're going to go over here to People to kind of narrow it down to that. So when I select People, what I'm going to see here are two rows of information. One are media libraries, which is where these actors appear on the media libraries that I have as part of my Plex personal media server. But below that, I've got those pages that we just saw on the other Kevin. And so if I select Kevin Smith here on the bottom row, what I'm going to get here is a breakdown of Kevin Smith, just like we saw before. And I'll have content that I have on my personal Plex server and the other Plex servers that are being shared with me. And then, of course, we can scroll down further here and see the rest of the stuff. And maybe I want to check him out on Comic Book Men. I can click on that. This is a show, again, that's available on the Plex streaming service. I can play that right away or add it to my watch list. And then if I wanted to go down and see one of his older movies, maybe we want to check out Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, I can click on that and see if it's available on any of my streaming services. So pretty cool to have all this tightly integrated here. This also works on the phone. Let's check it out there. So here is that same search executed from my phone, and if I click on Kevin Smith here, it'll take us to his page. It actually looks pretty nice here. If I click on the Twitter icon, of course, it's going to bring me right over to his Twitter account, which is pretty convenient there. And then, of course, we have access to all the other stuff. And then you can probably more efficiently go through the filmography here. And because Kevin Smith is an actor and a director and an editor, you can see all the different things that he's worked on here. And if I wanted to take a look here at Cop Out, for example, I can jump into that and be taken right to HBO to check it out. So it's kind of fun. You can go down these content rabbit holes and explore content from an actor maybe that you just discovered right through Plex. And if your content is not available in Plex, it will send you someplace where you can watch it. And I think their universal search is really working out quite nicely. You can check out my video on the universal search and the watch list down below in the master playlist. And that is going to do it for now. Until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching, and I want to thank Plex for their ongoing support of the channel.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Brian Parker, Chris Allegretta, Hot Sauce and Video Games, Logic KGR, Tom Albrecht, and Amda Brown. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/s.